today. From MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Daniel Jones and the New York Giants versus Marcus Mariota and the Houston Texans.
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Houston Texans and the New York Giants. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by Marcus Mariota, former second overall pick back in 2015, now in his 8th season in the league.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. To throw quickly, here's Mariota. Eluding the pressure right. And incomplete to open things up. The Giants and the Texans last year, if you go by the numbers, the 2 poorest offenses in the NFL. The Giants 31st in total yardage, and the Texans dead last. Escaping the pressure right. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Houston. Philip Dorsett, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here come the Giants, led out by their former 6th overall pick out of Duke back in 2019. Daniel Jones under center.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it second down. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They keep it with Barkley on first down, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Jones. They'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Christian Harris in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go.
There is a hush indeed. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. They begin the drive on the ground with Mack. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will finally be taken down at the Giants' 8. A huge play there for Houston. And even 50 yards. So he nearly took it the distance, gets him down inside the 10 for a 1st and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now, because is he rewarding himself for a great run, or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Here's Mariota. They'll roll him out right. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Brevin Jordan from 8 yards out. And the Texans lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken from about the 12. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we've wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
Jones and Shepard with a connection there for a Giants 1st down. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Barkley. It's a room to maneuver. And they will finally get him to the ground at the Texans' 22. 44 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones. Here's Tony on the quick slant. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Jones finding Tony for a Giants first down. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing Jones. That is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. This one goes out wide for Barkley. Touchdown, Giants! Saquon Barkley. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants have cut it back within a score. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So here are the Texans to take over. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. On top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. Throwing is Mariota, sliding out of the pocket. That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing, Mariota, rolling to his right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Houston. Marcus Mariota with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Well, the midterm elections are now concluded, and I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief for that. But now it's time for midterm football, where we've moved past the unofficial halfway point of the season, and we got a couple of good matchups in the night games here in Week 10. Tonight it's North versus South in California, the Chargers and Niners from Santa Clara. And then tomorrow, Monday night, it's both Charles's birthday, happy early birthday, buddy, and the throw for Tony is intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off, and the Texans will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
Starting the drive with a give to Mack. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. To throw, Mariota. Flush to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks, 52 yards. And the Texans have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch, take it to the house. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Looking to throw again on second down. Jones. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will stay a 3-touchdown game.
And now two problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
On first down, they'll start out with Mack. And some room to roam now. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 50 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Brevin Jordan in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans will extend their lead here just before halftime. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
On for the PAT, Ka'imi Fairbairn. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. Jones, a final shot before break. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll begin out at Arrowhead, Jacksonville, making the trip to the Heartland to take on Kansas City. And it's the Chiefs who have the lead in that one. Patrick Mahomes looking good. 2 touchdown passes. From there, we head to Hard Rock Stadium to check on the Dolphins at home in Miami. And they've gone to the half in that ball game with the visiting Browns out on top. 2 touchdown passes there for Deshaun Watson. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they've got the lead over the visiting Denver Broncos. Ryan Tannehill looking good. 2 touchdown passes. In our game, it was Marcus Mariota with a strong first half. His 5 touchdown passes have him on a record pace. As for the call of the second half, we'll turn it back over to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
On 2nd and 10. Jones over the middle here to Rudolph. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and they will remain well behind. So it's a rare 2-miss ball game for him now. Normally one of the more dependable guys you're going to find around.
Very unlike him. One of the better kickers in the NFL. And I don't think there's anything wrong with him physically or mechanically. He's just having one of those games.
Brought down on the play by Kayvon Thibodeaux.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
He's had a very nice day throwing the football, and I think on this play, he's just trying to buy some time so he can make another big throw downfield. Unfortunately, couldn't connect on that one.
On 3rd down, Mariota. And he's got Dorsett complete. Touchdown. Philip Dorsett. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going. Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Shakes off the sack. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, they're more
under a heavy rush. possession. Down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Probably a little bit of a surprise call there on 3rd and inches that they decided to throw the football. And how difficult is that for an offensive line when they look up and see all those extra bodies coming at them?
Tons of bodies coming in. They get a huge sack there. And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And they will remain well behind. And now out comes Houston. Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
Mariota's throw taken in there by Cooks. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. And that last throw right there putting him already over 3,000 passing yards now for the campaign.
And given where we are in the season, Brandon, you have to think to yourself, if he stays healthy, I think 4,000's a given. I think 5,000 is not out of the question if he stays hot.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. They come to the line. They will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll go jet sweep here with Dorsett. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Philip Dorsett with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Texans look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now out come the Giants. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there. And trailing big here in this 4th quarter.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley, and he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Jones. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Maliek Collins with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
Well, I wish this staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the 4th quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. On the return, it's King. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 63 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. They'll go again here with Mack. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Marlon Mack. His 12th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Texans continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Well, Charles, just impressive in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the 4th quarter.
I know it seems like something we shouldn't do because the scoreboard does tell it all. But let's set it aside for a moment. This game was absolutely memorable with how they played it. Really terrific effort, really well executed. Congratulations to them.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And New York set to take the field. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow. At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. On the draw, this is Barkley. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. A run by Mack to start the drive. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Throwing here, Mariota. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
He hasn't been sacked all game, and there's an example as to why. Evaded the pressure, got out of the pocket, but even with the extra time, it doesn't translate into a completion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mariota. And Cooks has it over the middle. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 21. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll set up a throw, eluding the pressure right. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
CD, it'll go into the books as just one win, but this is a really impressive win. They've done it on defense, and here they continue to do it on offense. Another score in the fourth quarter to widen that advantage.
I like where you were going with that one. Would you say, partner, it was really 3 victories today? Landslide on the scoreboard, emphatic victory on either side of the ball. They really got it done.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Pulls it in at the 13. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
and that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mariota. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes, and that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And New York set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for the Texans, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year.
And they will head home next week to take on the Washington Commanders.
Meanwhile, for the Giants, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.